Very good morning, everybody. Because time given for me for the lecture is the last 1 days before, so I just prepare a little shorter presentation. And quickly, the last session I have done excavation at Rakhigarhi, uh, and this session also started again excavation there at Rakhigarhi. The Rakhigarhi archaeological site, we know it's about 200 kilometer from Delhi, and it's in Hissar district at Haryana. And it's one of the largest Harappan site containing a lot of mound around 350 hectare, even more. So that area may be beneath the uh, present field. So, but the spread of the site is really around 500 hectare. And it may be it's one of the largest site or having a metropolis center of particularly Haryana, because it has six different mound in cluster, and seventh ground is the burial ground. So, and again, another very nearby, around 1450 kilometer, 14 kilometer away, another Harappan site is also there. It's believed to be surrounded by two rivulets of Drisotpati. If you see the series 1963-64 site was discovered by Suraj Bhan of and again site a small trial trench taken by Dr. R.S. Bist at Mound number 6, that is early Harappan site, and also little bit having the mature Harappan deposit. And again, the large scale excavation carried out by Dr. Amren Nath on RGR1, RGR2, RGR4, RGR5, RGR6 and 7 also. Almost all the mound are taken up for the excavation except RGR3. And again, Deccan College started excavation, and 3-4 season by Dr. Basant Sinde and State Archaeology Haryana. And after the declaration of iconic site, I have given the responsibility to excavate again Rakhigarhi for few area for public viewing, and also what we try to know about the Rakhigarhi, about that the planning of entire settlement, what is the settlement pattern on that. That area has not taken earlier by the any of the excavator, to understand what is the relation between all six mounds, and what is the planning of settlement plan and all the mounds. So we have started excavation at mound number 1 first, and mound number 2nd, and mound number 7. And another area that has not been excavated earlier, even not explored earlier, that is very close by of mound number 6, that has early Harappan deposit. So that I have given the name 6Y1. And where very very interesting finding we get that has the another association of chalcolithic culture, that is one copper harpoon in the field, and also associated pottery of OCP. So these are the some of the trenches we have taken up for to know the planning at mound number 1. So if you see the cursor, this is the street we have excavated. It's going east-west and crossing north-south on 18 meter, around 18 meter long, and then cut another lane. So one block may be created of 18 meter, and then again 18 meter block. So it's like a plotting of modern days. So we try to understand in this season whether in the 18-meter having how many house plans and all that, and the major street and the shorter street is 2.6 meter. It's a 2.6 meter having four structural layer on the street itself, and also the wall close to both the side of the street. This is the drawing of the street. This is made of mud brick itself. The both side mud brick, and only in the on the corner they use burnt brick sometime to in cross lane, and these are the house pattern in between 18-meter block. So this is a unique is town planning. The actually possibly they have plot 18-meter by 18-meter, and then in between 2.6 shorter lane. The bigger lane it's yet to trace in this season itself. That cross to the outer mud rampart. Possibly. We have also taken a small trench to trace the mud rampart. So now in this year, we will may have the whole planning of mound number 1, and then similar planning we have traced on surface itself at mound number 3 that has lot of burnt brick structure. This is RGR3, mound number 3. You can see here it's also the street of 18-meter and cross lane here and cross lane here. And within the street also one drainage and with burnt brick drainage we got. See the closer view. This is the planning. This is the brick wall on both side, and this is the drain, and the brick wall containing both the burnt brick as well as the mud brick. So they have combined both the things. The facing is burnt brick, and inside having mud brick structure. So this is the very unique planning on mound number 3, and we may get in this year the more structures and planning. See the burnt brick structure and these are the soak pit on the lane itself of late phase. So it's a short video to see in all around what is the planning on that, and also we have lot of structure here, and possibly the gateway, one gateway of 2.5 meter wide gateway and lane here itself. So we try to understand on the surface structures and try to just pick the all layout and contour and to understand whether these are the lanes or not. This is another interesting area. We try to do the excavation at burial ground. On the burial ground itself, the major large scale excavation have been carried out by Dr. Nath earlier, or even around 18 skeleton excavated there, and after that more than 50 skeleton excavated by Dr. Sinde, and now we try to do a very small scale excavation at burial ground, and we got 2 extended burial there. But what is the interesting in this burial ground, which has not been recorded earlier or not been published earlier? That is very interesting part, that below the burial ground of Harappan, there is more than 2 meter deposit of early Harappan. And early Harappan deposit also having lot of sacrificial pit of containing full skeleton of burnt bovine animal, and also the upsidal structure, as well as a lot of hearth. So this is very, very interesting discovery in this last year about the burial ground. That shows question in many of the way of, whether the river cross at this area after early Harappan's settlement. Then early Harappan maybe abandoned this site because of the flood. So these are the question arises after this. So unfortunately, in early excavation, nobody goes down after removing a skeleton of this area. So this is very, very interesting evidence to understand the climatic role of the climate, river, and the flood, and whether they change the river course also or not. So these are the questions we have to take up in this year. So see, this is one extended burial, another extended burial here, and see the upsidal, and below that there is a lot of structures. This is hearth, another hearth, and third hearth here, and then large pit in the lower level having lot of burning activity and animal sacrifice. So this is another interesting area. One of the skeleton we found a small miniature copper mirror and two shell bangle in both of the hand. So the usually all orientation is very usual, which is reported earlier in many of the site and at Rakhigarhi itself. So no need to go in detail of this burial. See the orientation, then you understand how much below these structure is there. See in both the hearth, huge hearth, and then the all lower ground having a lot of containing bone, maybe the sacrificial pit of early Harappan ritual sacrificial pit. This is the discovery of last year, very interesting to understand the continuity of Harappan culture or overlapping of Harappan culture, whether it's a too late or whether it's a contemporary, whether it's a having just after a few years, because these findings are not found any of the Harappan site in upper level or in amalgamation of mature or late mature phase. So this is very, and this also shows particularly the upper relation with the upper Ganga Yamuna Doab culture like Sanoli and other site in Chalcolithic site in upper Ganga Yamuna Doab, and cross connection through Driswatwati, or the after crossing the Yamuna they may enter into Driswatwati, and that goes to other Chalcolithic site in this Swatoti region also. Okay, these are the pottery found in 6 by 1. It's characterized OCP. And these are the antiquity, important antiquity from Rakhigarhi. Various terracotta figurines, the copper mirror and other gold fillet. These are the seals and sealing also, and the elephant sealing. Some of the pottery. Thank you. Thank you very much.